Okay. Hello, children. I hope that you're all fine at your home. Yeah, keeping well, staying safe at your homes, and also studying well. I hope that. Okay. So, in the last lecture, the previous lectures, we have been discussing about the worksheets of civics chapter number one. So, I have completed with the previous lectures. So, we have completed two chapters from our syllabus. That is one from history and one from civics. So both of them, along with the worksheets, we have completed. And so in this lecture today, uh, now we are, as per the syllabus, now we are moving forward for history chapter number 2. Okay, so in history, in chapter number 1, we have already seen about what that in ancient time, what were the people, what were the activities of them, what people uh, uh, found out, or why did they travel. We also came to know that they traveled from one place to another. Okay, there were certain reasons for them to travel from one place to another. Those were that in search of food. Okay, and they were specially known as what? They were specially known as herders, hunters, farmers, rulers. Okay, and they had lived on the along the banks of river for several hundred thousand years ago. Okay, so this is what, and we also saw about for collecting roots, fruits, and other forest products for their food. Okay, they also hunted animals we have seen, and we have also gone through certain tributaries, the river tributaries nearby that they lived. Okay, certain river tributaries were there, and about 4,700 years ago, there was a city where flourished in the banks of these rivers, and then 2,500 years ago, many cities were being developed on the banks of Ganga and its tributaries. And also, we saw that the people used to travel on the caravans. Okay, caravans were also used for making the goods travel from one place to another. They used caravans, uh, and they also, the priests over those times, they were also used to travel from one place to another place in order to share their thoughts, their religious views, from one place to another. Okay, to share, and so that they may be aware of the religious aspects according to their belief. So all these things we have seen in the first chapter. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to learn deeply about how these people used to survive, what were the resources of uh, them for finding the water. Okay, and where they find what all stone tools they used. In the previous chapter we have seen they also use stone tools for the surviving purpose. It also helped them a lot for them, and in this chapter we are going to learn that deeply how these stone tools are used. Okay, for them. Okay, and yeah uh, in which way, if ever in where places, which were the kind of places that they lived, and whether there was an existence of fire in the places where they lived or not. Okay, and also we are going to see about certain three type of periodic times. That is, one is Paleolithic, the second is Mesolithic, third is Neolithic. These three time periods is a very important topic in this chapter, and that we are going to see in this chapter. Okay, so let's get started with this chapter. Okay, yeah. So what is the in the first page? As you can see the screen, also you can see the first page, from hunting gathering to growing food. Okay, what is that? In earliest people, why were they on the move? Means why they used to travel from one place to another. That is what their point was about. That used to travel from one place to another. So there were four kind of reasons that by reading this paragraph, this first and also into the next page, there is third and fourth reason also given. So there are four uh, kind of reasons that we can find that why people traveled from one place to another. So the first reason is that they used to travel in search of food. Okay, in search of food they used to travel. Second is they used to hunt animals. Okay, for hunting the animals. And what is the third reason? Third reason is that in search of food and search of plants, as per not only plants but also seasonal plants. It means they used to give importance to the season. Okay, means in this season, in this which kind of fruits were available according to the seasonal time, they used to yeah go for search of plants, okay, or fruits. And they also used to search for water. Okay, and there were two kind of sources in search of water. What were they? Okay, in the next page you will find out. That is the page number. Yeah, hit this one. Okay, after this fourth reason, the next line is how do we know about this? Okay, here we can see about yeah how there were two kind of sources. I mean, in this over here you can find in this paragraph. This paragraph you can see I am highlighting it. It says in this paragraph you can see about there are two sources. What are they? First is the perennial source, the another is the seasonal source for the search of water. Okay, so in perennial source means water that is available throughout the year. Okay, that is the water which is available, water where it is available for throughout the year. And seasonal means the water availability completely depends on the season. That is what, other than winter and summer, what is the season? Obviously monsoon is the season. So according to that season, the seasonal source was also there for the search of water for people of those times. Okay, so as we know that from the previous chapter, again to the next point, let's move on. As we know that in the previous chapter we learned that they use the stone tools. Okay, there was an important use for them. They used stone tools in many of their activities. So in this chapter we are going to see those uses. What were the actual uses of these stone tools? Okay, so they use the stone tools for what all purpose? See in the figure also you can see figure 1 and figure 2. See in like this way, first they used to cut the meat or bones. Okay, they used to cut the meat of animals and also to bones, for the bones, cutting of bones. And secondly they used to uh, use the stone tools for the scrap, to scrap the bark of the trees. Okay, they used to scratch the bark of the trees to scrap the animal skin, because animal skin were also available in those times, means it was very useful for them. So to scrap that animal skin, they used this stone tool also. That those stones had a sharp edge so that it could be very useful for them to use. And fourthly, to chop the fruits and roots. Okay, they used this stone tool for chopping. What chopping means? Cutting the fruits as well as roots. And they use the stone tools to make, again they also used to make the stone tools for what purpose? Yeah, for making weapons and also using weapons using bones and woods. They took the help of bones and woods, and along with these bones and woods they used to make what? Yeah, they used to make weapons. For what purpose? For hunting purpose. And for that, for making of that weapon, stone tool really helped for them. Okay, and they used to keep the stone tool in the edge of that yeah uh, you can say arrow. They used to make arrow and spears using this stone tool. Okay, so this is what in this paragraph you could see that I have explained right now. You can read it along after my explanation. You can also read and understand regarding this. I am just explaining you with the few points. Okay, so they what is the use of the stone tools? They used to cut the meat and bones. They used to scrap the bark of the trees. They used to scrap the animal skin. They used to chop fruits and roots, and also they use the stone tools to make what? To make the weapons using bones and woods. Okay, okay. So according to figure also, see in figure you can explain, you can understand it. See this guy is digging that sand. Okay, so the stone tools were used in such kind of purposes. See, they used to make holes in this cloth. See like this, you can see in the figure number 2. Okay, so these stones are having such kind of see, sharp edges so that it could be useful for them. Okay, so this is what the second page is, that is page number 12. Now let's move on for page number 13. So what is there? So uh, by this use of the stone tools, there suddenly a question arises in our mind, that what is that, where these people used to live, where where were their residence, in which kind of places they used to live. Okay, so that is been written in this map also. See in this screen, it is actually the map is not given, but you can see in your textbooks. Okay, in the textbook, see you can uh, in the next page, if you take, there is an example given. See Bhimbetka, that is found in currently it is in Madhya Pradesh. So it is a place where uh, this kind of people live, and they used to live in which kind of places? They used to live in places where many evidences were found near the sources of water. Means, see in this, by reading this paragraph you'll come to know that they used to live in places where evidences were found near the sources of water. Means where they will not find any difficulty for water. Means water is available, yeah, 365 days they will never find any difficulty. And secondly, what is the, where did they live? They used to live in such place where good quality of stones were easily available. Yeah, as we have seen that this stone tools were a important part for them. So they used to find a place, they used to live in such places where the water is easily available. That is one point. And the second point is that they used to live in very place where good quality of stones were available. Okay, so such kind of people lived in places such as, in the next page, as you can see, Bhimbetka, as I have already told. Bhimbetka is a place that is currently in Madhya Pradesh. Now this is an old site with caves and rocks and shelters. Okay, so people chose these natural caves for what purpose? They provided them shelter from rain, heat, and wind. So they used to live in such caves for what purpose? Uh, and those were also a rock shelters. A big rock was there. This rock also helped them to give shelter, and or you can also say caves. So they used to live inside the cave. Why? For what purpose? They got to have shelter with these. They it provided shelter for them from what? From rain. See, I'm highlighting it, from the rain, heat, and wind. Okay, so you can see they used to live. This Bhimbetka had such kind of caves and rock shelters where they could live easily, which could provide them shelter from rain, heat, and wind. Okay, and these rock shelters were close to the Narmada Valley. So that is also, as I have said, uh, they found two sources of places where, first is that Narmada Valley means that it is obviously a river. Okay, so they will not find any difficulty of water as they live nearby the Narmada Valley. And secondly, that they would live in a place that in the rock shelters, that they will have a shelter, and that could save them, or that could provide them shelter from rain, heat, and wind. And also, uh, important stone tools were also important for them. So they traveled to find such places where good quality of stone was easily available. And so these were the two kind of places that they used to live. And one most interesting thing is that in those caves they found rock paintings. Okay, so what did they tell them? A painting from a rock shelter described the painting. So here you can see, so you can read that. Many of the caves, see, I'm highlighting it. Many of the caves in which these early people lived have paintings on the walls. So they had many paintings on the wall, and some of the best examples are available in the Madhya Pradesh, okay, and South Uttar Pradesh. So these paintings show what they kind of see. You can see the figure. They showed wild animals drawn with great accuracy and skill. So with this is the perfect example of this figure that we will come to know that these people were really skilled and talented in drawing also. Okay, so they had the drawing talent also. They used to draw such rock paintings on the wall of the rock. Okay, so uh, so these were the kind of activities, the kind of places which they used to live, and they also used this stone tools for certain uses, as I have already discussed with you right now. Okay, so after knowing all these things, again, we would wonder that okay, in such places at the night time, where they how they would live, because without light, how they need what? They need fire for the light purpose. So a question would arise: how they would live, or was or did fire exist in those times? So like these kind of questions would arise in our mind. So for that, in the next page, as you can see, okay, in the next page, yeah, here, okay, the finding out about the fire. So let's see, did fire already exist in those days? So let's come to know. Yes. So a place, a cave is given. See here, you can see Kurnul caves. Okay, so this is kind of caves in which traces of ashes were found here. Traces of ashes were found in this place, and also uh, these fire were used for what purposes? For three kind of purposes. This fire were used. The fire could have been used for three kind of use. What is that? First is to use. They use this fire as a source of what? A source of light, and to roast the meat. Okay, and also to scare away. Okay, और क्या करते थे मीन्स वाइल्ड एनिमल्स जो वहां पे आते थे ना, उनको डराने के लिए दे यूज टू use this fire for that purpose. So these are the three kind of uses for this fire. So they used to live in fire. Kurnul caves. There is a Kurnul cave. In the map, you can see uh, uh, the location of that Kurnul cave. Okay, so they used to live in this cave, and the fire was also easily available for them. And these fire were used for three kind of purposes. What is that? As a source of light, they used the fire. To roast the meat, they used roast the meat, and also to what? To scare away the animals, or wild animals, or wild heavy animals. Okay, yeah. So now let's get into an important topic, that is names and dates. Means we are going to learn about the time periods. Okay. So in those times there were three important time periods, which is very important to know. That is, first is Paleolithic period. Okay. Yeah, I am highlighting it. This is Paleolithic period, and second it is yeah, here it is Mesolithic period. Mesolithic, here you can see. Okay, and third is Neolithic. Okay, so Neolithic is the, yeah, here, see, here you can see Neolithic period. So first of all, let's get started with the Paleolithic period. So what is Paleolithic period? Okay, so archaeologists have given lengthy names of time as we are studying. Okay, they call the earlier periods as what? Paleolithic. Okay, and what is the meaning of that? The words paleo means old, and lithos meaning stone. So that is the means you can break this word into two to understand the meaning of this word. What Paleolithic means, first to break this, that is paleo. Paleo means what? Old. Lithos means stone. So Paleolithic period means old stone. That is the means in those periods the old stones were available. This was a place where old stones were available. So what is the time period? It started from, it extends from 2 million years ago to about how many years? 12,000 years ago. This is what the time period of this Paleolithic period was. Okay, so this long stretch of time is divided into three parts, that is lower, middle and upper. Okay, and what is the most important thing that we could know about this Paleolithic period is 99% of human history is found over that period. Okay, see this here, I'm highlighting it. See, 99% of human history is found in the Paleolithic period. That is the important line over there. You can underline it. Okay, these things you can underline the whole this thing. The paleo. What is the meaning of paleo? The paleo means old litho stone, and what is the time period that extends in the Paleolithic period? That is 2 million years ago to 12,000 years ago, and the 99% of human history is found. Okay, this is a long span of time covers. That is 99% of human history. Okay, so that was about the Paleolithic period, and secondly, it is Mesolithic period. What is Mesolithic period? That is Mesolithic mean what? Middle storm. Okay, middle storm. So this period, when we find it had kind of a certain several environmental changes. So how can we say what is that those kind of environmental changes that we can find? Okay, or what were the environmental changes in those times? Okay, okay, so such kind of environmental changes we can find in the beginning about the period of 12,000 years ago. It started, the Mesolithic period started from 12,000 years ago till about 10,000 years ago. That is known as Mesolithic. And one of the important thing about this Mesolithic period is that you can find a stone tool that is very tiny in size, is very small, and are called what? It is known as what? Microliths. And microliths were probably stuck on the handles of bone and wood to make what? Saws and sickles were prepared with the help of these microliths. Okay, so these things you have to underline. Huh? This is a very important topic we are learning right now. The Mesolithic and Paleolithic and Neolithic. So these all things you have to underline and learn it thoroughly. See, Mesolithic period starts from 12,000 years to 10,000 years, and what is the tiny thing that they used in those times? That is microliths, and they used for the handles of bone and wood to make tools such as saws and sickles. Okay, and varieties of tools continue to be in use in those Mesolithic time. So, okay, and there were now I was talking about the environmental changes over in the Mesolithic period. So I was saying what were such environmental changes. Okay, so it was that they people used to shift towards warm climate. Okay, they used to travel uh, from cold area to the warm places. That was kind of this environmental changes. Secondly, is that they used to find places where grasslands were developed. They used to find such places where grasslands were developed. Okay, and grass-eating animals also increased. Okay, like this means in the second, in the next page you can find that grass-eating animals were also in the development of grasslands were there. Those were the changing environment. So what were the those environmental changes? That is that around 10,000 years ago, they had to shift towards what? They had shifted towards relatively to the warm places. Okay, which led to development of grasslands. Okay, and they also found the animals which were grass eating, and as grassland type of places were developed, the animals eating grasslands were also being developed along with this natural. Okay, so with this they got the idea of what, as such kind of animals were survived in those days. Okay, they used to eat grasses, too much of grass. So with that they got an idea of what, they got the idea of, they started to think about what, herding and rearing of animals. Okay, by themselves. So these animals used to uh, make to eat the food by themselves, and they used to survive by themselves. Okay, how? Yeah, they used to found out the places where grasslands were developed. They used to eat those grasses and found the uh, they used to survive by themselves. Okay, and fishing also became an important part of their life. Okay, fishing became an important uh, activity that they used to do commonly, and also started what they used to start the taming of animals. They used to tame those animals by what? By leaving. Yeah, here you can see they used to tame the animals by leaving the food for their shelter, and also yeah, they this help to increase this help them to increase the number of animals, and as they used to survive by themselves, they also help them as if by leaving food in their shelter, and with these the animals also got interest with these human beings, and they used to help each other, and this interest increased in between them. So what happened? So in this way they used to the environment just started changing, but from the previous time, means they got the idea of hunting and rearing of animals. Okay, yeah, so this such kind of idea, and also fishing also became an important activity in their life. So such kind of activities just started in their career. Uh, so what was there in the beginning of farming and herding? Okay, so see, before going that, there is means which animal was the first animal to be tamed. They also they used to tame one animal in those times. As I have already said, they used to make a relation with those animals. So there was an animal in which they used to have a good relation. What is that? Wild ancestor of dog. Okay, how they started the taming that animals that were very gentle to eat the grass. Yeah, they used to find the animals, they used to feed them, they used to tame them by what? Having a gentle, by finding a gentle behavior in them that eat grass. And also, they started protecting these tamed animals from the wild animals also. They not only gave them food and all, okay, and then just they left them back. No, they also used to save their life. They used to protect them from whom? From the wild animals that lived in the forest. Okay, so in this way, therefore, they became the herders. So they had got the practice of herding with this process. So they got to learn new things in the changing environment. Okay, they use first of all, as we have seen, they used to feed those animals, and they used to make them live in that place where grasslands were developed, and they use these animals used to eat those grasses, and found their survival by their own. Okay, and they used to leave their men over in those times used to leave food over to their places or to their shelter, and with this way they made friendship with those animals. Okay, and they started to tame this animal, and they used to find a gentle behavior within that animal, and uh, they found that the animals which used to eat grass, and they also started protecting these animals from the wild animals. In this way they became herders. So this is what in this paragraph we have seen in the, so these are kind of activities, or these are kind of animals that were found in the Mesolithic period. So right now we have discussed about the animals, okay, that were found in the Mesolithic period. That is the second period, that Mesolithic period. The time period was what? Started from 12,000 years to 10,000 years ago. So this is what up to here we'll yeah. So for today's lecture we'll keep up to this. Yeah, we have learned up to Mesolithic period about the animals of this Mesolithic period. Okay. Now, in the next lecture, I will let you know about, we'll get to know about what other changes, some other changes were also carried out in the Mesolithic period. What were the changes? Okay, and we will also get to know about, okay, in the next pages, we can see, we will come to know about, uh, yeah, what are the other different changes that took place in Mesolithic period. We will come to know about what domestication is. And in the other lecture, in this coming lecture, first of all, I will start with this sites, because this topic is remaining. In the next lecture, we'll continue. First of all, we'll look about what the site is. Okay, then after we'll move on for the uh, this paragraph means, yeah, domestication. Okay, so I hope that you have understood regarding this, you have understood today's lecture. So do read those portions. So we have completed today page number, the explanation of page number 11. You can see in the textbook page number 11. Yeah, yes, I will see, share your screen also. In the screen also you can see we have completed page number 11, and this page number 12. In page number 13 we have seen. In page number 14 we have seen about the paintings, rock paintings over in the caves, and page number 15 we have seen about the three periodic times. Okay, okay, and 16 up to this changing environment. Okay, we have seen in today's lecture. Okay, so I hope that you understood regarding today's lecture, and tomorrow we'll be continuing with the little more interesting things are yet to be known. Okay, that is, we'll come to know about another changes, other little more changes that took place in Mesolithic period. What were the changes, and what is called or what is known as domestication, and we also will learn about what is Neolithic period, how Neolithic period started. Okay, and what all things and how this farming and of grains were grown, and how the farming started in those times. These things will be known with the Neolithic period. Okay, so, and we'll also get to know about the tools that were used in the Neolithic period, and also, uh, yeah, what were the evidences of plants and bones, how the archaeologists used to take those evidences. All these things in the coming lecture will come to know. Okay, so up till then, I hope you have understood and read the chapter uh, properly, read the textbook properly, and if ever you have any found any difficulty and understanding, you can call me, contact me anytime. You can drop down a message in my WhatsApp, and I would really feel free. You please feel free to contact me at any how. You can drop off a message by WhatsApp, or you can contact me, and the timings would be 5 to 7, as you already know that. But okay, you can call me, or you can drop off a message at any time. For that, there is no time limit. You can drop off the message anytime, and I would answer you. Okay. So in the next lecture, we'll continue. Okay. Until then, all of you be safe and do read the portions of today that we have completed. Okay. So take care all. Okay. Keep well. Stay healthy. Fine, and be at your homes and be safe and complete the notes especially. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.